Hey guys, this is Chris Briganti from Briganti Coins and Collectibles here in New York City. Welcome to another edition of Briganti TV. Today I have one of the rarest cards in the entire hobby, and that's the Eddie Plank T206 card. Now this was made between 1909 and 1911, and if you notice it looks a little familiar, it's because it's the same series as the famous Honus Wagner T206. Right here, which I wish these were real. These are reprints. We give these out to kids here in the store. If not, I would be a multi-millionaire. But again, going back to the Eddie Plank here, this is one of the most rare cards, and it's one of the most rare for the same reason the Honus Wagner card is rare. Now, there's a few theories, and the first is that Eddie Plank was anti-tobacco. And of course, these tobacco cards were inserted in packages of cigarettes and other tobacco products. And he didn't want to be associated with that. He didn't want to advertise and support that industry. That's one theory. The second theory is that they were using, his image, his name to advertise, and he wanted to be compensated for that. Both of those theories are the same theories used with the Honus Wagner to explain why the Honus Wagner is so rare. But there's also a third theory with this, and it's kind of been disproven as of late as we've learned more about the manufacturing and the process of these cards. And that's the theory that there was an error or a problem with the printing plate causing the Eddie Plank card to be removed because of quality control. We've learned now that there are several different backs to these cards with different manufacturing factory numbers and series numbers, so that theory as of late has kind of been disproven. But whatever the reason is, the car is extremely rare. It's estimated that about 75 or so exist, and it's just as rare as the Honus Wagner as far as how many exist extant. Now, let's get to the particulars about this card. I'm going to take it down for a second. We'll put it flat here. Now, as you'll see, it's not a perfect card by any means. Now it's graded PSA 1, Poor 1. Now to have this card at all, like I said, is a rarity. So this is one, and you'll notice immediately from the corners, you'll see they're very soft, the edge wear. You'll see a couple light creases. You have one in the middle here, another one up top. However, this card is usually, or oftentimes, especially in this grade, is going to be off center, and especially top to bottom. So what's nice about this is that you have the full name on the bottom, or you have the last name, Plank, Philadelphia Americans, on the bottom. Usually that gets cut off. Also, what's nice about this card is the background. The blue background usually gets faded pretty badly on these cards. I've seen them pretty ugly, but this still has a nice bold blue background. I'm going to flip it over here for a second. Now, a lot of PSA 1s are going to have ripped paper in the back. And the reason for the ripped paper is because they were previously mounted. They were glued or tape or some sort of adhesive, and when it was pulled off, because they realized how valuable it was, you're ripping the paper off. So this is a full back. It was never mounted or anything. So obviously that's great. That's something good going for. And as I was saying before, on the bottom here, you'll see 350 subjects. There's also 150 subjects. And like I said, these cards were made from several different printing plates and different factories. This is factory number 30 down there. So it's proven that it was manufactured over a few different years. So again, for the grade, it's not the best grade, and I'll show you. I have some other cards here. Here, this is graded a 4.5. I mean, it's a night and day difference, but again, if you have the Eddie Plank card and a 4.5, you're looking at easy 6 figures and up. But again, this is a rare card in any grade. We're lucky to have it. It's the first one we've had that I can even remember here. So this is, quite an experience to have this card and to be able to talk about it. It's available. We have it on our website. We have it posted online. Really cool card. A little bit about Eddie Plank. He may not be a household name like the Honus Wagner card or let's say Ty Cobb T206, Cy Young T206, but he is a Hall of Famer. He's one of the best pitchers in history. He's one of the most winningest lefty pitchers, 327 wins. He holds several records still to this day. He's only ousted by, let's say, Warren Spahn and Steve Carlton for more wins for a lefty. So, like I said, maybe not a household name, but in the card industry, if you know anything about cards, this is the second card behind the Holy Grail. Again, the Honus Wagner. Another card, pre-war, that's huge, that's basically another cornerstone card, is the Nap Lajoie 33 Gaddy, which is impressive that I have either one of these, let alone have both of these. The only one I wish I had to complete the trifecta, this is the big three: Honus, Wagner, Eddie Plank, and the Gaddy. Again, if I had the T206 Wagner, I'd be a very, very happy man. If you have any questions about the Plank or any cards in general, comment below or shoot us an email. We always love collecting special rarities like this. It's quite exciting to hold something like this, to have something. And I'm sure it will be out the door quickly, because these things only come to auction or only come to the public, once every couple of years. Thanks again for watching. I'm Chris Brigandy of Brigandy Coins and Collectibles. I'll see you next time on Brigandy TV.